got to ask you about the power cuts last week in Spain, Portugal, a little bit of France. It all just disappeared. 15 hours, panic set in.
It was a test run. We're going to have rolling blackouts. They'll be like that. So some areas will have it for like what you had, 15 hours, and then they'll come back on and somebody else will have it. There's going to be rolling blackouts at some point. It'll likely come along with the EBS.
And we're recording. Hello, it's the Mark Attwood Show, Adventures of the Cosmic Suit. And this is Janine. I don't know what side she's on. Which side are you on?
Yeah, I don't know.
How you doing? So we were supposed to do a show last week, but there was a big power cut in Europe and nothing was working. And there was a little bit of 4G and then it disappeared. But thanks for coming on again. How are you? How's life?
You know what? Life's crazy, busy, but fascinating. I won't complain.
Well, that's good. What's the fascinating bit?
Well, just everything, right? Like what's going on in the world. Every day it gets more complex and fascinating.
Well, the first question I got for you then is that Donald Trump has just released a picture of himself eating tacos. Have you seen it?
No.
Right, he's eating tacos and he goes, I can't believe this was 9 years ago. And I'm like looking at it going, what's the code? What is the code? Because he doesn't do anything by accident. So is the tacos picture on Twitter that he's just posted code? Yes or no? Now, the reason I'm asking that one first is because I've asked loads of people to do questions for you on Twitter saying, please do yes, no answers. And then people go, am I going to find love?
There's very few questions can be answered with tarot. Yes, no, just by the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Tarot isn't a yes, no thing.
No, I know, but we need questions where they don't say what's going on in Antarctica.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So we'll do the Trump one first.
Okay, so I'd say it's a huge calm.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it might have something to do with aliens.
What? Tacos and aliens. Okay.
I have no idea. Yeah, because this makes it really big and absolutely a wake up of some kind. So a calm for sure. And this one's interesting because that can be about aliens, otherworldly, other dimensional beings. Maybe look closely at the, is there a picture that goes with it?
I'm trying to find it. There was a picture, yeah. And the picture was from 9 years ago. That's why I can do this. I can do this efficiently. Hang on a second. He said efficiently. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. I got it. There it is.
Huh.
It's quite a strange one to post.
Yeah, very strange.
The best taco bowls are made in Trump Tower Grill. I ate in one of his restaurants once.
Did you?
The one in Ireland. Yeah. I went to find him. Did you ever see that film I made in The Quest for Trump?
I think I did, but it was a long time ago.
It was a couple of years ago, and it was hilarious because I drove down there hearing he was flying into Ireland, went down to meet him, had a bit of a chat with Eric Trump, gave him my book, and then they wouldn't let me give the book to Donald, which I was I wasn't upset because I was just.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, it was good. That's right, because you called the cards on it, and I said, "Was that the real Trump?" And you said yes, and I was like, still confused because you never know what.
I just figured out what this could mean.
Oh, go on.
So this might mean the other thing, other than aliens or otherworldly beings, is something's in something's in harm's way. Like you're in harm's way to eat tacos. I wonder if he's calling out taco time or taking down food industry or something to do with taco time. And it looks like, because we know that they're poisoning, like the stuff they're putting in, it's horrifying. And then these two cards. So I pulled a few while you were talking there. And like sometimes you need a little more time to develop. That's why I mean they're never yes, no. But these two are war effort. Okay. And it would make sense because their war is against the deep state and the poisoning and the food processors, all of those guys. Like they've been trying to kill humans for a really long time. So it's directly related to tacos, maybe taco time, maybe fast food joints.
Well, let's dig into that then, because there are a few questions in the Twitter feed. I'll get to them in a minute. And one of them was specifically, sorry if you asked this question, I'll try to find your name in a minute. Specifically asked about pork, because a lot of us know that pork DNA is very close to human DNA. There is a story that pigs were created from humans in order to laugh at us, and that is the question. Is the question that was asked by one of the people on Twitter is the pork bacon on sale in the shops? Is it pigs or is it humans? Is it? Yeah, quite a heavy question.
I feel like it's a hybrid meat. And I think it's true about it's iffy. Like that card says, it was mixed with human DNA. So it's not one or the other, it's together. So I did get that before I deep dived on it on a show. And unfortunately, it was a no to, I mean, if you don't, but I feel like they sneak it in all kinds of places. Like that's not the only one, right?
No, I know it's pretty heavy, but there was about 3 years ago, there were a lot of fires in food processing plants across America. That was the white hats taking out human meat processing, wasn't it?
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. Good. So it may be another fast food thing that he's going on about in the war on health, and basically telling people don't eat Taco Bells, or the other one that you said. Right, I'm going to ask some questions from subscribers. Winken Wu says, do the controllers run both sides of this operation to save humanity? Common question.
Do the controllers
control both sides? So, I keep saying Keir Starmer is probably a white hat at the moment, not him. I think we covered that last time. Because there's this constant argument about who's in control of it's all central casting just keeps getting mentioned again and again and again.
Yeah, so I think this is in the past. So I'd say a lot of it's theater. I'd say 70% anyway, maybe more. So and this card here, so there's truth to that statement. And then we've got the sun card here. So the sun card is these two are, this is well aspecting this one. So I feel like a lot of people that you think are bad are probably working for the good. And that doesn't mean they're not doing bad things. They're purposely, and it doesn't mean they're good people in their heart. They might have been capitulated. Like Carney, for sure, in Canada was capitulated. Starmer wasn't a good person, and maybe they've replaced him with a mask, or he's actually doing the walk of shame where he has to actually show his true colors. And really, they push the agendas really hard, like what Trudeau was doing. And what Carney's doing, and also Starmer. Like they're making it so obvious that you have to pay attention to what scumbags these guys are. I mean, look at what Easter, what he did, and like the push for completely, like even with the king there, Kingy Charlie Pants, pushing, Islam over Christianity. That makes no sense. Like to be popular with his own British people. It makes no sense. And why aren't the Brits absolutely freaking out about it?
Well, some
are they?
Well, some are. And that's a good thing. But then people get like, they don't want the conflict. It's the same in Ireland. It's as soon as you stand up, you're a racist, even though it's like grannies and children on these marches going on in Ireland. They still get branded.
Yeah.
You have to get past that, but just extraordinary. There's a question here from Erin Elf asking, is Canada already part of the US? I think we know the answer to that.
Yep. Not even going to go. That's a yes, no, yes. That's a yes.
Well, that was easy.
Yep.
Next. Okay, thanks for watching Mark and Sarah by Janine. That's the end of the show. Ella B here says, will the military publicly take over the UK government for terrorism? I think that's, yeah, interesting about the military aspects of that.
So explain that one a tiny bit. Will the military?
Well, the question exactly is, will military publicly take over the UK government for terrorism and take Keir Starmer out in sweep arrest? Would love that in the movie.
I think something kind of different will happen. This was in the middle here, the Wheel of Fortune. Something different, like it might look like that, and like that card says that's a half and half card, or it goes in that direction, and then something totally different comes along that takes the whole thing in a completely different direction. And actually, I've been getting that Wheel of Fortune for almost everything, like all of these things that are happening politically, and all of these people getting in, like what happened in Australia, the worst case scenario got in that nobody really voted for. So it was a steal, just like in Canada, just like in the UK, just like in, America, except for this last one with Trump. It feels like something totally different is going to come and take this stuff all out at its knees. So, and it feels like it's between now and the end of June.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my next question. It does feel close, but I feel like I've been saying that for 5 years, so I don't say it.
I get it. I get it.
It's close. The EBS is close. All right, look, this is the question I've asked you this every single show. The EBS, there's about 10 people asked it, so I've got to ask it.
Yep.
The EBS, for those who don't know, is the emergency broadcast system that a lot of us have been waiting for a very, very long time. So the question is it coming?
Well, we got some major arcanas, so I'm going to say yes. It's been going yes and no. Like it looked for a while like they were going off of that. Maybe like they decided not to use it. And then I think it's coming on strong again. So we've got the Trump card here. We've got this secret card as secrets are revealed. So some huge secrets revealed, and they'll probably have to do it. And it'll go all over the world.
Oh, God, I hope so. That'd be good. This question, I like this question because it's a bit obscure for me. This is from Litecoin Lisa. She says, well, Trump Incorporated just purchased the Waldorf Astoria, which was a post office. It says, will Trump use the Waldorf Astoria as part of the new banking postal system? I quite like that because it's a bit of a side swerve.
I met Litecoin Lisa at the conference. Yeah, a great gal. And I sat right next to her a couple of times and had some great conversations. So hello to Litecoin Lisa. Okay, so we've got 6, and that's a yes.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, it's kind of obvious.
It's in cahoots with something. So this card's like where they're working together. So some energies in the background are working together to make that a yes.
Do you remember that time in Anaheim when that guy got on stage who calls and says he's the Postmaster General of the US, Russell, and there was a big fight?
Yeah.
Is he the Postmaster General? Because I never really understood that fight. Came in like a rock star.
You know, he might have done something, but I feel like it wasn't enough. And he was like, this feels like he's lost his standing there. And then this 4 of Pentacles in the background. So he might have had it for a short time, some kind of standing, but I feel like maybe he didn't do the desired thing or the things. I feel like who took it away from him is the White Hat Alliance. And maybe because his intentions were more self-serving. And if you listen to the guy, I felt like he's really self-serving, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. There's been a lot of that, hasn't there? There's been a lot of that. Going back to the UK briefly, this has just popped into my head because the whole dimming the sun thing in the UK. I mean, that's obviously white hat from my point of view, because it is working. It's getting people looking up and seeing the chemtrails, and the chemtrail question constantly comes in. Janine says they're good, but they're really bad because and then I get messages from people. We've done a chemical analysis of the chemtrails, and look, it's all poison. And then so it's constantly do you get that all the time as well?
Yep.
Okay, so what's your answer to the whole chemtrail question and the dimming of the sun?
Well, I've already looked at the dimming of the sun several times, so I'll just catch everybody up. So it looks like they've been doing it. So the whole controversy around it is way in like it's going way back. They've been doing that for years. That is what it was all about. They've already taken down the chemtrail situation, but they're leaving some instances up there so people figure this out for themselves. Okay, so those 2 cards, stepping away from, so they are leaving some pockets of it, and some of those people that are even saying, oh, well, we tested it, whatever, could also be planted, and or they could have various areas that are still producing bad chemtrails. Because every time I get the chemtrail situation's been handled, but they need people to wake up and realize and recognize. Also, they're telling you about dimming the sun and how they're going to, but they've been doing it secretly in the UK and all over Europe, actually, probably even in North America for years. It's been going on.
All you got to do is look up.
Yeah. They've been doing it. So I feel like that's the real thing is wake up to this is what they've been doing. Chemtrails have been bad. And then as soon as we figure it all out and everybody agrees to that, I think they'll get rid of them for good. And by the way, there's huge evidence that there's a bunch of areas don't even have chemtrails anymore. So as many people that are saying there's more chemtrails in their area, I feel like they're using all of these areas to target. And then other areas, they've cleaned it up entirely.
So I'm going to ask the same question about 5G then, the towers.
Yeah.
Exactly the same question. Is it the same strategy there as well? Are there some of them actual 5G transmitting, or is it Kovefi and it's all been transferred? What is it? Are they good or bad? Have they been nullified? Are they healing? What are they?
I feel like it's more healing. It was taken over by the White Hat Alliance, and that's a healing heart chakra kind of card, emotional healing. And then an ace, I said, are we talking healing? I just wanted to double check. I got another ace. I've been saying that for years. The very first, before I was even red pilled and I was sort of just figuring stuff out, people would ask me about 5G. I didn't even know what they were talking about, but I would read on it because that's a good way to ask a reader. Don't, get somebody who doesn't know what you're talking about, get them to read on it because it's going to be a pure reading. And I never ever I said, I don't know why, but you don't need to worry about this. This is not going to be an issue in the future. And it's not what they say it is. So I thought I can only just read the cards.
No, I know that. But I do know people that feel them and then feel poorly when they've been near them. So that's why I get confused about it.
You can psychologically create that. Like, you can absolutely tell yourself and be fearful of and attract not feeling well. And I might get a lot of hate comments for this one, but I'm telling you, I see people doing it all the time. Like, they get worked up about it and literally create the response from their body self.
Well, moving along, you mentioned the sun, I mentioned the sun, and I picked up this really good book the other day called The Kingdom of the Two Suns by a Spanish guy called Francisco Martinez Dalmases. And I loved it because it's got this picture on, which is on the top of my website, which is a guy peering outside of the firmament from the 70s.
Wow.
I think that's from the 1600s, 1700s. Correct me in the comments, point me to the actual piece of art because I've forgotten it. But so the question on this, which has got a picture of two suns, is there more than one sun?
I've got for years there was.
Yeah.
I even got a personal picture of it once, long time ago. Put it up on my.
I've seen some pictures.
Yeah, put it up on my YouTube. For a while there, it was really obvious, and then they seemed one must have went behind the other. I don't know what happened, but now I just see the one. But some people still post pictures where you can see two. But let's have a look. Whoops.
Hey, flying cards, everybody.
Is that flying, this is hilarious. Look at this.
That's the jester.
2 pentacles. Yes, there's 2 suns. Sometimes cards have a good sense of humor.
Well, every time I speak to you, they usually do. So they get, if there's 2 suns, is there 3 suns? Because I saw something the other day said 3.
That might have been something else, because this is a lesser version. Wouldn't, I don't think, be, because it's a court card, but it's a page. Okay, or it could have even been a reflection of one of the big ones, or because this is a lesser version of something, or a small version. So I wonder if it's a small version of the sun, or a lesser element that could appear like the sun.
That'll do for me. Got to ask you about the power cuts last week in Spain, Portugal, a little bit of France, allegedly a little bit of Belgium, but it all just disappeared. 15 hours, panic set in, but there was also a good side to it. People were out in the streets talking to each other and stuff like that. What was going on there?
I got it. So I read about it about 5 times last week, and I kept getting, it was a test run. So I got, it was White Hat Alliance test run. We're going to have rolling blackouts. They'll be like that. They aren't going to be like 10 days straight a blackout. Aren't going to be like even 3 days rolling. So some areas will have it for like what you had, 15 hours, and then they'll come back on and somebody else will have it. There's going to be rolling blackouts at some point. It'll likely come along with the EBS.
And what's the purpose of that from your understanding?
2 of Pentacles, maybe to get everybody paying attention. So again, there's that card there, and this card here. Okay, so White Hat Alliance, everybody focusing on something. They need everybody's focus on something. So I feel like there will be something coming through, and it'll be the only thing you'll get. I wonder if that's through Elon Musk's, what is that called? Starlink or something. Something will come through and give you information and nothing else. It's how they'll shut down the noise of the deep state, the mainstream media, any infiltrators trying to interfere with their information.
When you said Elon Musk there, I thought you were going to say Elon Musk trousers. I don't know why. But no, you meant Starlink. Right, Bob from Telegram here says, did the Cabal add graphene oxide and nanotech in Tattooist ink? And I'm asking that question because I just keep seeing people with tattoos everywhere, and I'm like, that was a bad idea, man.
Oh my God. That's a yes. Aces are yes. Yeah. So there's some people that wouldn't have, like some tattoo artists that wouldn't have, that wouldn't be the case, but there's some that would. So there's going to be some more. It depends on where they get their ink, I guess.
But you see, when David, I was talking about this the other day, tattoos were completely out of fashion. And then David Beckham comes along, puts them everywhere, and then everybody suddenly, tattoo shops opened up everywhere, and boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody got this stuff inside them. Do you know what put me off tattoos?
Huh. What?
My great granddad, he showed me his arm once, and it was all gnarled skin here, and I was like, "What's that, Pap?" And he said he had a tattoo in the Navy in the 1910s, and then he didn't like it, so he burnt it out with a cigarette. And I was like, "I'm never going to do that."
Ooh, yeah. Oh boy.
I'm never going to do that.
Yeah. Well, Jean-Claude has an interesting take on tattoos that I've never heard until he said it. And he said, you don't want to print something, no matter what the symbology is, you're going to be aligned or karmically connected to it if you place it right on your body into your skin. So, you know, like just maybe don't, because you have no idea maybe what you're putting on there. Or be very, very thoughtful about what exactly you want to etch into your, you know, it's karmically tying itself to you. I thought that was fascinating.
That is, well, I think he's 100% right, because that makes complete sense, doesn't it? I mean, you got all these people starting to put Disney characters on their ankles and stuff, and it's like,
yeah, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Not good. I like this question, which is from, excuse me, Jennifer Gibson. This is a personal question, but I think it's got a bigger connotation. It says, this relates to Menwith Hill, which is a place in the UK, I believe. And she said, are my husband's memories of being held in a cell underneath the base with me true? With me? Wow. Yeah, I didn't even realize she said that.
So do you kind of know what she's talking about there?
Well, yeah, well, it did trigger something in me. It's an RAF base in Harrogate in North Yorkshire. Oh, this is strange, actually. I'll just share the screen with you, because I was looking at something like this the other day, and it did trigger a memory in me, because it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen those big golf ball type radar things above USAF bases. You see them here?
Okay.
And I think these bases, I was actually talking about these the other day. How weird is that? They're like United States Air Force bases in the UK, spying bases, but they're mainly underground. I actually visited one of these when I was a cadet 40 years ago. And then what she's saying is that her husband has memories of being held in a cell with me. Could that be true? Because I don't remember that, if it is.
Okay, there's
Please say no.
The major arcana in the middle.
Yeah.
And this could be like being held, but also something about it's lost in her memory. So see how the card is. So first there's this card, which was they were taken there, and I'd say yes, they're true. So there was a psychological experiment going on. They were part of it. And this card is, so they held the memory. She's got the memory held somewhere. So swords are thoughts and words, but they've been held up. This person refuses to acknowledge what they know. And if they don't do it on purpose, they might be doing it out of trauma. So they're withholding what they know because it might be too traumatic. And this is a psychological card and psychological experiments, and also about hidden psychological experiments, So yes, it's true.
Well, I was there with him.
You were there? You have the same memories?
No, that's what she's saying. She said her husband has the memory of being held in a cell with me.
Yeah, so that's a yes.
Oh my God. That means I don't remember it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
This is not
goodness.
What?
Well, that's a revelation card. You're just having a revelation. So it's a revelation for you. I'm getting 4 days.
Whoa.
I said how long? I'm getting 4 days.
When could that have been? There was a time when I was in the RAF, they put a colander on my head with wires coming out of it, a brain scan. And they said I had the strongest alpha waves, but it's a murky memory. Wouldn't surprise me. I have met people that have memories of being in aircraft hangars, experimented on as children, attached to machines in satanic rituals and things like that. I think, well,
yeah.
Well, I'll have to be professional and move on.
You and I can, when I come in the fall, like, or am I still invited to come in the fall?
Well, I'll just tell everybody, I am planning, I haven't confirmed it, on September the 20th to run an event in Ireland. Make sure you're on my email list, which will be near this video, and then you'll definitely know it won't get censored. Janine wants to come. I just haven't sorted it all out yet, but yeah, that would be great.
Sorry, Mark. If you do have it, I want to come.
Just make sure it's happening. That's what.
Yeah. I'll sit down with you anyway next time I see you, and we'll get to the bottom of that situation.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy. I'm just going to pretend you didn't say that.
Yeah, that's heavy. Okay.
Yeah, that is heavy. Whoa. Sorry to interrupt the show, but I'm here in my car on a beautiful sunny day in lovely Ireland, and I just wanted to say to regular viewers of my show, you'll know that over the last 5 years I've tested probably over 1,000 different health products and modalities to try to get us through the COVID psyop, but also to help us enhance our longevity towards health sovereignty. Now, out of all the things that I've tested, there are a number of things that I use on a daily basis. And for the last 3 years, you will never see me without one of these on the back of my neck. I can't actually, if you can see it there. It's on the back of my neck. This is a Lifewave X39 patch. Well, this is actually not a patch. This is the sleeve that it comes in. This is an X39 patch, okay? This thing, you just stick on the back of your neck. And what it does is it reflects the light coming from inside your body back inside your body. So it reflects the light coming out of you back into you, but at a frequency that achieves a certain thing. They have a large range of patches that do different things, from helping you sleep better to helping you recover from pain or from exercise pain. This one in particular, the X39, is my standard thing that I wear every day. And the reason for that is because this stimulates the production inside your body of copper peptides. And copper peptides in turn stimulate stem cells. Now, I am 56 this year, and I've got more energy than my teenage kids who I'm on the way to pick up. Why is that? Well, structured clean water is part of that. A mainly carnivore diet is part of that. I do have access to things like hyperbaric oxygen and red light therapy at our healing center at live5dhealth.com. But actually, I don't use them very often because I'm a workaholic. But these patches have not left my neck since I first discovered them in 2022. And I am convinced that my eyesight is better, my teeth are stronger, my arthritis has disappeared, my hair is thicker and longer. Look, there's a ponytail here. Sex drive is better. So many things are better, and I'm convinced it's because of these. If you're not convinced by me, go to theMarkAttwoodShow.com and search under Lifewave or stem cells. You'll see that I've done numerous interviews with numerous people giving their testimonies about Lifewave patches from all over the world. So go and have a look at those if you're not convinced. I'm going to put some QR codes on the screen. One is for the Lifewave patches themselves, which you can go and get online immediately. They are not the cheapest thing in the world. I do think they're actually less than a cup of coffee a day if you wore one a day. But and I understand that doesn't stretch everybody's budget, but they also represent an amazing sovereign business opportunity. You can get paid for recommending these if you try the patches and you sign up to the other QR code, which is the business opportunity page. That will put you in touch with Cheryl. Cheryl works with me in the States, and she will talk you through the process and show you how to do it. All you've got to do is share a link and give your testimony. This is the way we bypass Google, we bypass press, national TV, mainstream media to grow this business, which is currently $1 billion business. It has grown leaps and bounds since 2020 because of the need of people like us who are awake, who want to sustain themselves and get through this time period so that we can get through to ascension in one piece. That's what it's all about. Freeze the video if you need to get onto the QR codes. Go to those links now. That's all for now. I hope you enjoy this message and you enjoy Lifewave, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy the show. Back to me in the studio. Okay, moving along. Lakeside Laura, will we remember how to use our telepathy levitation? I want to ask the question about, I mean, telepathy is already happening. Levitation, are we going to, in our lifetimes, remember how to levitate?
Major arcana would be yes. Some people, and I feel like not everybody, but some people will, especially people in the woo community. I'm thinking, looking at that card, digital soldiers, woo community, people in touch with themselves. And I feel like some people already know how to. I feel like it's already something it's like this card says it's a revelation to you. And then once you have the revelation that you can quickly move into doing it. So it's more about an acceptance that you already have that ability.
Just remember, kids, don't levitate and drink at the same time, because the crashes will be really messy. I could just see piss heads flying past.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, I'm going to ask. But a Bugaboo 4 here says, yeah, I thought this was quite interesting. Please ask Janine if she would do cards on China's population. It has supposedly dropped down to about 600 million from 1.4 billion. Of course, China's not saying anything about it. So that was interesting. Did you see that this week?
Yep, I sure did. I watched all kinds of videos, and I'll tell you what I got about it. I looked at it on my world news a couple times, and what I got around it was it's somewhat true, not as it's maybe exaggerated, but it's certainly true. And there is a lot less people, and there's a lot of reasons for that, not just one reason, not just people dying en masse of the shots or whatever, but also other things, like a whole bunch of other things, like people registering many times to be able to get more properties. Like there's a whole bunch of reasons why, and it's not just one thing, but it's true. Yes, they're dropping in population.
Yeah, because I've thought for a long time that the whole population thing's a myth anyway. You know,
Yeah.
They brainwash people into thinking we were overpopulated. I remember talking to a guy in a pub about 8 years ago, and he said, "Oh, we're overpopulated anyway." And I said, "Well, let's start with your family, shall we? What are you talking about, you idiot?"
Yeah.
And you know, are there really 8 billion people in the world?
Let's have a look. So you're saying 8 billion?
I think that's the figure, isn't it?
I've heard that. Yeah.
Billions and billions.
Totally made up. Totally made up. So no. Surrender to, it's totally made up. I wonder if it's 2 tens. I wonder if it's more like 10 billion.
Oh, it's more than 8 billion.
Or 10 something. So surrender to, like, I feel like it's less. So there's a 10 on it.
I think just 10 people.
10 million, maybe.
There's just 10 people in the world.
It's exaggerated with that card. So I'm going to say, and surrender. So that to me, that feels like there's less. And then there's a 10s around it. So there might be a 10 at the beginning, but I don't think it's billions. Yeah, I think it's millions, maybe. I wonder if it's million. What does 10 million look like, I wonder?
It's a big number. I don't know. It's I mean, once you go past 1 million, it's just like hard to imagine anyway.
Yeah. Totally.
But all I know, you know, I've mentioned this before. You fly over Europe, you fly over America, the whole place is deserted. It's just the cities where there's all these people.
Oh, Canada, like, has so much space. Like Haida Gwaii, for instance, an island, 2 islands. We have 4,000 people on these 2 islands in Haida Gwaii. 4,000. That's hardly anybody, you know. And then like a lot of British Columbia, British Columbia and Alberta, huge amounts of land with not a human on it.
That's interesting. I once flew over Penticton. Do you know that's in British Columbia?
Yeah.
What a gorgeous place. Lake. a lake either side of the town with beaches in the middle of it's what a phenomenal place. Alberta. So that guy from Alberta just petitioned to be you're probably all over this, the 51st state.
Yeah.
Is that, well, we already know that Canada is already part of America. So what's that about? Just to wake people up, get people attention on it.
I feel like the woman, Smith, I think her last name's Smith. Anyway, the woman, the premier of Alberta, is already, I think she's working with Trump. So I've been getting that for a long time. And I feel like she's going to help bring everybody's awareness to the truth by doing this. So they're just moving the dial so more people understand. Like all of her policies are very much really different from everybody else in Canada and all the other politicians. And I feel like she's actually working with the White Hats, whether she chose to or not, but they're using her brand and they're using that province, just like they're using Ontario and Quebec to absolutely do the opposite. The worst lockdowns happen in Canada there. The worst, like they have the worst policies in Montreal and Quebec area. You cannot you cannot get away with, can I say that word on your channel? Anyway, I said it, so I guess I just won't repeat it. You can't. Your kids will be taken away. Like the rules there are insane, trying to wake people up to how insane government is. Okay, but in Alberta, it's like pretty much the opposite. But then weird things happen, like the first 15-minute city supposedly is Edmonton, Alberta, which is the capital of Alberta, which makes no sense whatsoever. So none of it's making any sense. And there's a lot of outing of policies by placing these people in various areas. Anyway, so I don't know. I forget what the question was.
I've forgotten my own name. I don't know. I'm still in a base under an RAF base.
Sorry. Oh boy.
Oh, it's always interesting. God, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. James O'Keefe, you've seen him do his "I'm Not Suicidal" video.
Yep.
You've probably done the cards on it. I mean, just so people know, he says he's given Alex Jones a dead man switch. Two stories that are supposed to be the biggest stories in history. What are these stories? Do you know?
Well, I was getting, it's about a woman, and the first one. So they said one was more and bigger than the other. Alex Jones said that. I got they were telling the truth and not just yupping it up, even though you would think they were just yupping it up. I also got that he gave the dead man switch to lots of people, not just Alex Jones. So that could just be an exaggeration on Alex Jones's part, or helping himself feel really special or whatever. A ploy anyway. And I got that maybe Hillary, so outing something Hillary related that was really, like big. And it was really bad. I got it was really bad, and they could try to kill him for it. So I sent him lots of ravens, and he's absolutely in harm's way with the info. And I also got the second things. Both of them look related to eventually outing child trafficking, heinous crimes against children, infants, like pedophilia, stuff like that, which we're all waiting for that to really get outed, because that really needs to be outed.
Well, a lot of us have already seen, it rhymes with Jazzle Pip, and seen enough of it to know that it's real. And pizza. I want to put this on YouTube, so I'm going to say those words, but you guys can work that out. It's I still find it extraordinary that people don't know about it, but it's just the way it is. But James O'Keefe. So relating, a question that comes up with the Alex Jones thing is there's been a lot of videos recently saying this is not the real Alex Jones, he got replaced. Is that the real Alex Jones who's just been on a fitness regime, or is that a replacement?
That's Alex Jones 2.0.
It is. Okay. He's very good.
There's two of them. There's two of them. Yeah. So that guy's independent for the people. I don't think Alex Jones was always that enlightened. Do you know what I'm saying? And people say also that the guy O'Keefe was also kind of working for the dark, and then got,
well, with that Project Veritas thing was weird, wasn't it?
yeah, he got capitulated over to the light, and or they twisted his arm, and they did the same to Alex. They got these guys on board anyway because they got huge audiences and eyes on, so they need them.
Well, it's the same with Russell Brand, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And look at the stuff that comes out about Russell Brand on the regular. It's like Candace Owens, same thing. She's absolutely not always been a good person, really. And then absolutely is doing some good work. But then every once in a while she shows her, or they show you her true colors, like where she steps off and right. So they're tricky, right? I think they're going to do the same thing with Elon Musk because he's also tricky. I think they're trying to teach us not to put people on pedestals, and there's no gurus. Nobody's your guru. That's why they keep making Trump kind of not that palatable. You know what I mean? Like, he can be so offensive that even I'm like, oh my goodness, did he have to do that? Like, because now all my friends are gonna like look at me like, yeah, it's really embarrassing sometimes. Yeah. They do it on purpose. I think the White Hat Alliance needs you to understand. And as we evolve, there's a spiritual element to the teaching right now. And it's a spiritual war. You're meant to evolve and stop putting your faith and trust in humans. Put it only in your own intuitive knowing. And honestly, I've done that my whole life. So I'm good. You know what I mean? But that's probably why I'm even in this truther movement. I've been doing that my whole life, and it makes complete sense. But it's really hard for people to do.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I get along with you because we've got the same sort of viewpoint about that stuff. And I've been digging into this stuff my entire life and never put my faith in anybody and never believed the system, and always jumped around and done loads of different things because it's like a playground to me. But it is, I do, it is. And don't, if you're watching this, we're not gurus either. Janine's reading cards and I'm just asking questions that you're asking.
Yeah. We're not gurus. Yeah.
No. I've been saying, somebody called me a guru about 15 years ago on stage, and I said, don't call me that. I'm not a guru.
Yeah.
I'm just an idiot and knows a few things about a few things. But we've got to get past that, definitely.
We might be brave, that we're braver maybe than some because we're putting our face on it, what we think we know.
Or stupid.
Yeah, there's a bravery. We got a bit of a fool essence. You're in Aries, so there's the fool essence right there. I got a Venus in Aries. Yeah. Like astrologically, we're candidates for this.
Well, the thing with me is, right, I'm scared of a few things in life, and which I never mention, and it is quite interesting when it comes to stuff like this. When 2020 happened, I just went, there's no fucking way I'm having a new world order. I've got 5 kids. No fucking way. And it went through my head, oh, they could come for you. Because I knew they had a plan.
Yep, me too.
They were going to put dots on the doors. They were going to round up all the... That's why they created things like Twitter, to find out who was thinking in a certain way. It was so easy to identify people with Facebook and stuff like that.
Yep.
I knew all about this 25 years ago. And I was like, oh, no, I don't care. If they come, I'm going to stab everybody until nothing would stop me in a million years. And still I'm talking about the same thing 5 years later.
Yep. So when I was talking about the Royals and it got dark, and I started out liking them, okay, and then the cards schooled me on the Royals pretty quick. And I was warned by so many viewers, oh my goodness, you're going to get like the gray suits are going to come knocking on your door. And I it was scary, but I just kept on doing it. It's like, whatever, bring it on then.
Well, I'm glad you did. Do you know who really woke me up about the Royals was a guy in Canada, Kevin Annett. Have you ever look at Kevin's work?
Absolutely. Absolute masterful, fantastic guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my heroes. I mean, if you guys watching don't know, this is the guy that took Pope Benedict and the Queen and Prince Philip to a common law court in Brussels, I think it was, about 15 years ago.
Yep.
And they were all found guilty of child trafficking, because the Queen and Prince Philip actually took 16 children into the woods in Canada in 1966, and the children never came back. And when he was posted at a place in Canada, I can't remember exactly where it was, he spoke to people that gave him testimonies. That's what got him on the road. God put him there for a reason, and he did something about it. And he's still going, isn't he? I don't know. I'd like to interview him, actually.
Yeah,
he's a guy I'd like to meet.
Yeah, he's really, really powerful and brave.
Yeah, so let's talk about sausage fingers then. That's not the original, obviously, but what is
No
it?
way.
You know, I did a tweet the other day, and I said, prepare for the exit of the fake prime minister and the false king, just because I felt that in my water, and some comments were a bit nasty, but I was like, it just feels like they're about to go. Is the king about to exit stage left?
So they've got a reason why they need him there for some reason. And I'd say in the next 6, that could be weeks or months. Oops, 6. So 2 6s. So in the next 6, let's hope that's days, but it could be weeks or months. And this, the tower, or sorry, judgment card. So I feel like he's already been tribunaled, the real guy, and some big shocking thing will finally take him, the fake guy, out of circulation. I mean, they've got him doing the most shocking things. This was in the past. They've got him doing the most shocking things. Like this card wakes you up with shock value. I mean, there's lots of things the card could mean, but in a question like that, that's how you'd read it, I think, and that's how I'd read it. And it's like he's shocked. Think just you name it. Think about the things this guy's done in the last 5 years.
I know, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that you even have anything to do with these royals after the last 5 years, and then never mind, people have known about these guys for a lot longer, but it's been so in your face. It's like, oh my goodness.
Did you ever meet any of them?
No.
You know my story about Prince Philip?
Yeah.
Because it was so, I look back on it, I'm like, how did I end up there shaking his hand and take the piss out of him? Because that set me off. That was my path started with that.
Yeah.
It was such a letdown to me as a 19-year-old to know that
I think the universe wanted you to know, because you were going to be doing this later and you needed firsthand experience.
Yeah, I got a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a good question here from Wade Taylor on X. I'm just going to pull it up. The reason I think this is good, because black goo came up for me last week. When things come into your consciousness, and so I did a video about black goo, and it's saying here, is the Q movement, Trump, military alliance all working with the ancient AI? Now, the reason I mentioned black goo is because there's 2 versions of black goo. There's like Shilajit, part of the earth, and there's like ancient AI black goo. I talked about Max Spears recently. I read a poem that I wrote called The Blackest Goo the other day. So, that is where the ancient AI is allegedly in that goo, and allegedly the members of the Black Sun drink some of this and it takes over, makes them live longer, but increases their IQ, but also obviously completely controls them with an agenda. Is that the same thing? Is Trump working with ancient AI or the alliance, or both?
Okay, so this is the past card, and that's like a cooperation. So there's a cooperation, or they know about it for sure. Here's the actual, is he? So it doesn't look like a yes. It looks like aware of it, holds his own, though. This guy holds his own and keeps his own integrity. So he's not necessarily taken over by anything. In fact, he's quite sovereign. This 7 of Wands is quite sovereign. All wands are really sovereign. And this is deep knowing, though. There's an underlying knowing. So I feel like it's saying they know about it. It's known to them, and they are aware, maybe even respect it to some degree, work with it, even because this card says they work with it. So they probably work with some of those families. What do they call them? Those those families that, or those individuals that drink it and utilize it. I feel like they know those people, they work with them, but they're not overtaken by it themselves.
Because it isn't interesting the way Trump has put AI front and center as soon as he got into power again, the big investments and everything else. One to watch. AI is not going away, but we have to work with it, I think.
Yeah. I think it's a management thing. I think they're going to have, it'll be tricky, a complex, but they're going to need to manage. And so we can't just avoid it and pretend it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I've got a few more questions around that, but I'm just going to read this one from Rona Mitchell. Hi, Rona. Will Rupert Lowe bring down the UK government? And this relates to what you said earlier. Maybe that's connected to it. This guy, Rupert Lowe, has been doing a lot of good things by the looks of it.
That's a secret. Two major arcanas are yes, but maybe not out front. So working secretly too. So there, it's in a more subtle way. There's a more subtle energy to it, working secretly. And then this is interesting, the Queen of Cups. I wonder if, do they target any of the royals with their info?
Who? Tim Lowe?
That person you asked about.
Rupert Lowe? No, I don't think so.
And or is there a powerful woman in UK government that needs to be taken out in particular?
Well, there's what's the name from accounts, but I don't really know because I don't actually pay much attention to the politics.
Right, because it looks like there's a woman in particular that either they're working with or they're going to work at getting out. But it's all very they're going to be subtly working together with others to do that. So they're part of, I think let's just say this, they're part of the White Hat Alliance, somehow subtly working together with, they might not be literally calling themselves a White Hat, but they work with them. And they're going to be part of it. I don't think they're going to be obviously known out front to be doing that.
So you might have seen Nigel Farage and the Reform Party just completely demolished everybody in the local council elections. Is Farage working with Trump? Because that gets a bit cloudy sometimes.
I got a lot of trouble when I was asked this. I think it was on your show. And I always get, they're not that great of a person.
Yeah.
Everyone's think, oh, isn't this interesting? I wonder if Farage was who I was talking about, because this can be an archetype. And this archetype is, and unless Farage was originally a woman, which is interesting,
Mm-hmm.
could have been that birth transition thing. But anyway, or just has the, because, it's a personality type, it's not necessarily. So it's a bit of a sad, focused, and a little obsessive. I don't know if you'd say that Farage was like that, but anyway, I don't follow Farage too much. But we've got the High Priestess, and that's a secretive card. So, what was the question again? How did they ask it? Are they?
I know I asked it actually. It was about whether Farage was working with the alliance because they're just dismantling Labour and Conservative at the moment.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay, so secretly they are. So yes, secretly yes they are. And again, this woman comes up, so possibly even going to be taking out somebody or really focused on somebody. You know who keeps coming to mind? This is going to sound weird, but I'll just blurt it out just in case it means something, because that's what you do with cards. Comes to mind. Charlie Pance's wife there, and I'm not going to call her the queen. That's hilarious. And I'm not going to call Charlie the king either. But anyway, that woman parading around as what's her face there, who is the wife of Charlie, King Charlie. I'm sorry, but that person is sketch. Okay, right from the beginning, they're a handler. They're Charlie's handler for sure. Like they sent in the older woman handler, and it's obvious what was going on there. But anyway, that person. I wonder if they're going to somehow out that person. I don't know how that would. I guess that's somehow political. That would be a political thing, wouldn't it?
Well, it would, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so much stuff. It's really good to see all the stuff on the internet now about the M to F, the male to female stuff, because people just didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. I'd say that person was a candidate for sure.
100%. 100%. 100%. Bringing that out, though, it's going to be fun. But, you know, everything kind of points to the same stuff. It's like, this is a game of consciousness in a spiritual war. And all of these characters that are out there, as you said, same with the 5G, same with the vax, everything is just like, who are you? Are you going to make this choice or this choice? And are you going to be sovereign, right?
Yeah. Can I just jump in on the male to female stuff? So a lot of people comment under my videos when I talk about that and say, well, who cares? Okay.
Why
you
would
need to care?
Yeah.
Because you're actually, you have all of these people lying about. So it's not like they're proud male to female transition people, you know, married to your world leaders. It's like they sleazily have this whole lifestyle that they keep completely separate. And these people were transitioned as children, which is horrifying when you think about it. Look at, Catherine. You know what I mean? Anyway, William's wife. So like totally this happened to them as children. They had no say in it. Okay, now they're paraded around as the opposite sex. So it's not like a proud, I'm a transitioned person and I can loudly, proudly, you know what I mean? So they're not doing any favors to that community, by the way. It's it's fooling you. It's a nod to culture and ritual, and it's absolutely devious, and it shows you that there's nothing true that you think you know about these people. They're all like psychopath. They've abused. Sorry, you probably won't be able to put this on.
Dear YouTube, please let me get That's
sorry, Mark.
57 minutes. Edit.
It's a Janine rant.
My edit notes here.
Yeah, you better edit that one. Anyway, it just makes me so mad. And
no, I know.
Are you kidding me? Like that's horrifying. Like Michelle Obama, Big Mike. Like it's common knowledge. Even Trump says it. I mean, it's unbelievable. They parade these people around. It's also so offensive to women. In what universe are you okay being a natural woman with these guys parading around, taking all your thunder?
Well, that's why J.K. Rowling and Graham Linehan in the UK have been really interesting recently. They, Graham wrote Father Ted, which is one of the greatest sitcoms in history. J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter, and there's all this stuff around them as well. But it's all basically doing the same thing. Getting you. Did you see the Kentucky Derby horse race?
I did. Oh man, that was so good.
On the outside, it's sovereignty. Sovereignty's overtaken journalism. Sovereignty wins. It was brilliant.
So good. So obvious. Like it's a theater. We're watching theater.
Well, let's ask the cards about that horse race. Is that part of the show? Are we in the Matrix? What's going on there?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I know we are because it's constantly happening. But
by the way, I did a deep dive on Rowling. J.K. Rowling.
Oh, good, right.
And I got really a good sovereign woman.
I think so.
Yeah.
Unless is that still her? That's the question. I mean, she's fallen out with the whole cast.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. Right now, who you're looking at anyway was working sort of in a loose way with the white hats, is what I got. So whoever that is right now, I never looked at what were they replaced. I didn't even look at that. I should have, I guess.
I lived in an apartment in Manchester once where she stayed and allegedly wrote Harry Potter, but then as the conspiracies got, I got deeper into them over the years, I heard that she didn't write any of them. Who knows? If only I had a tarot card reader to ask.
That's interesting. Okay, what was that last question that I just shuffled on?
That was, I'm not very good at this, am I? I've forgotten.
We're a bad team that way.
It's like, at the screen. It was that. Oh, what was it?
Oh man, I literally can't. I bet you everyone's yelling at the screen right now.
Yelling. I'm so sorry. I've just had my collagen drink as well. My brain.
That's so bad. Yeah, I've always been like this ever since I was little, so that's my excuse.
Well, I've been like this as well. So
okay, never mind. We're going to ask about the JK rolling, and we're going to do this again, and we'll make up for that other question.
Yeah, sorry.
When the Virgos out there remind us what the hell we were just talking about.
Yeah, Virgos are like this.
And they're really mad at us too. I'm sorry. I got no Virgo in my chart, really.
No, me neither.
Oh my goodness.
So sorry, not really, but yes.
But I do love Virgos, don't get me wrong.
Oh, I do.
I need them. I need Virgos.
The world needs Virgos.
Yeah, the world needs them because otherwise
shit wouldn't get done.
Yeah, nothing would get done.
J.K. Rowling, then, did she write Harry Potter?
Yeah, did she write Harry Potter? Okay, yeah, because I did get certainly the person out there pretending to be her, if it is, and maybe it is her, is absolutely a good person.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the 2, the Fool, the 2, 6, 6. Well, she might have had, I think, some help here but I mean, I'm not necessarily getting human help, maybe spirit world help. So in other words, I think it was channeled. I think part of it was her, part of it was channeled. And she did have good intentions going into it.
Well, the amazing thing is you've got
the universe used her.
You've got a whole swathe of people who are completely into magic, and magic is the secret weapon that they've used against us, and we have to start realizing that it's a real thing.
And we also have to use our magic back at them, because her story woke me up to realizing I'm a magical thinking person, and there's muggles out there, NPCs, young souls.
It's in the language.
Shut off people like sheeple. Normies, all of those fit into the muggle category. They don't want to talk about their magic. They've stepped away from their spiritual connectedness. It makes total sense. She woke me up to, oh my God. Yeah, that is how it is. I couldn't figure it out what was wrong with me.
Nothing's wrong with you. It's because you're a wizard, Janine. You're a wizard, Harry.
I guess. Okay.
Anyway, we've done an hour, and I need my dinner. So
okay.
Yeah, Janine let it out of the bag. There's going to be an event, so if you I haven't organized it yet, but that's the way we roll. I'll let you know, but
yeah, no pressure, Mark. No pressure.
I was actually let's do the cards on it before you go, because I was actually umming and ahhing because I've turned down loads of public speaking events in the last year. I just kind of had enough of them. Should we do this event? She's going to say yes now because she wants to go to Ireland.
Well, I mean, I could find another excuse to go.
Well, yeah, you could, but it would be great fun as you mention it. Well, I'm kind of resting at the moment, so I'm like, go on, what's it say?
Oh, you're toast.
Oh,
you got to do it.
Okay.
You might change the dates on it, but it looks like it's in a time period that could be really a good one.
Okay.
So and then there's an ace in the background too. So 2 aces. We got a double yes there. But you'll need to. There's going to be a lot of things going on in your life, and you might need to adjust when.
Yes, all of that's true, and I'm just going with the flow of everything and trusting. I trust God. That's what it all comes down to for me. However crazy it is, but brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Let's do. Everybody keeps saying do one weekly. I'm like, she doesn't want to do one weekly. She's already.
I can't add a weekly, but I could. We could do it a monthly, or
She's doing like 400 shows a week. So anyway, brilliant. Where do people get you? At tarotbyjanine.com. Anywhere else you want to point them to?
Yeah, and also Jean-Claude at Beyond Mystic. I got a couple of great shows on there, including my Quick Pick Thursdays. That's a real fun one.
And that's mainly on Rumble, isn't it?
Rumble. That's a
Yeah.
Rumble. That's free for the, and there's also a big news show. Thursday's a great day to keep an eye out because I do 2, and we could even add a third. There's going to be 2 free shows. There's already 2 free shows on Rumble that I'm on, and also Jean-Claude at night. We do a Beyond Mystic.
Brilliant. All right. Well, lovely to see you. I'm going to shoot. Thanks. Have a lovely week.
Okay, you too.
Yeah. I'm going to go and cry about being in it.
Oh, sorry. Get a hold of me in the next few weeks, and we'll
we can do some past life regression stuff. Well, not past this life regression. Jesus.
Yeah, we can look at it.
Anyway, on that bombshell, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Cheers. Thanks, everybody.
Are you looking for amazing retreats in Ireland?
Let us help you become the best version of you in a matter of days.
Ireland is a wonderful place to retreat from the world and find some inner peace.
It is a deeply historic and spiritual country, and nothing can inspire the soul more than the stunning west of Ireland.
We have chosen the historic town of Boyle in County Roscommon to build our state-of-the-art clinic, Live5D Health, nestled along the beautiful Boyle River.
Our centre combines a range of therapies that cannot be found under one roof anywhere else in Ireland.
These therapies need to be experienced on a daily basis over a number of days to truly feel the incredible, powerful effects.
So we have put together a fabulous package for people from across the world who are looking to truly reinvigorate their health and mental well-being. Full details of itineraries, dates and costs can be found when you join our retreats email waiting list on live5dhealth.com. Our total wellness retreats use the stunning Frybrook House, only a 2-minute walk across the bridge from our centre, as your base for a range of daily therapies in our EMF protected and energetically harmonious centre.
Our activities and therapies include a wide range of truly healthy breakfast, lunch and dinner options provided by Frybrook House and Boyle's best chefs, under our strict guidance on the provenance of ingredients and their nutritional value.
A daily morning yoga session.
Red light therapy in the most advanced red light bed in Ireland to activate the mitochondria in your cells, help weight loss, reverse aging, stimulate collagen and relax every cell.
Pulsed electromagnetic field therapy to harmonize your electromagnetic field, strengthen your cell walls, and stimulate circulation and healing.
Hyperbaric oxygen therapy or exercise with oxygen therapy to detoxify and feed your cells with this essential healing nutrient on a level you've never experienced before.
A session in our luxury sauna overlooking the Boyle River.
The world's cleanest water steam room. Our water is vigorously cleaned and harmonized with nature.
Immersive light and sound therapies, including the only Roxiva and soundbed combination in Ireland, aided by the only holographic sound system in Ireland. Has to be experienced to be believed.
Quantum healing in our Orinoco healing pod. Profound spiritual experiences await you here, especially if you are an experienced meditator, but also amazing if you are not.
Daily hydrogen and Brown's gas sessions to help your body rejuvenate itself with the fundamental building blocks of the universe.
Provision of clean, structured and mineralized hydrogen water for you to consume throughout the retreat, with the inclusion of a hamper containing our best supplements.
A final light dinner with our founders, Mark Attwood and Gary Keeley, and the Live5D team at a stunning Irish castle.
These treatments are all well-established foundations, especially if you are chronically ill.
Or just want to enhance your being and give your body and soul the best treat you could possibly give it.
There is a lot of information on our website about all of them, so we do encourage you to look around and do your own research on the benefits before applying to come on a retreat with us.
They are also cumulative. That is, if you experience them over multiple days, the effects are enhanced.
Of course, we're not only offering these incredible therapies on our retreats.
We want you to have a fully immersive Irish experience, as we are nestled in and amongst some of the most incredible sacred sites and landscapes on earth.
Many know of Ireland's mystical past, being connected to Egypt, Atlantis and Lemuria.
And our centre is only a few minutes from the wild Atlantic coast,
Queen Maev's tomb,
the mystical and powerful Carrickeel,
and the caves of Kesh, among many other places of great interest.
We will make excursions to many of these on your visit, as well as a choice from some of these local delights.
A seaweed bath in the coastal town of Inishgrown. Built in 1912, these traditional seaweed baths are famous for their high concentration of iodine, which relieves all sorts of ailments from arthritis to rheumatism.
A seaside sauna and sea swim at Ross's Point. Our sauna is fabulous, but we will also take you to the charming and picturesque town of Ross's Point, where you will be able to swim safely in the sea, set against the spectacular backdrop of Benbulben.
A stunning canoe trip along the rivers of County Sligo. Very gentle exercise where you will see how the rivers of Ireland can be like the rivers of Africa, with the almost guaranteed inclusion of kingfishers.
A flight in a light aircraft across the township of Boyle, where you will experience the local lakes and mountains from a unique perspective.
A boat tour of Lough Key, our local lake which features multiple islands, a castle in the lake frequented by W.B. Yeats, an alleged interdimensional portal, and many tales of UFO sightings. Trips to the local organic markets and farms, a traditional Irish music evening in a thatched pub, a lunch boat tour on the mighty River Shannon. Our retreats run throughout the seasons of the year and are strictly limited in numbers.
So please fill out the form on live5dhealth.com today and get on the waiting list.
Are you spiritually protected? Are you wearing the armor of God? Are you prepared against the principalities of darkness that currently wreak havoc in our world? Spiritual warfare is a very real thing. Weapons of Mass Protection is the explosive and practical 5-star best-selling book from authors Abby Wynn and Mark Attwood, who both agree that humanity is in the midst of the biggest spiritual awakening in human history. If you feel like things ain't what they seem, if you feel you are under attack, get your weapons ready now. Weapons of Mass Protection. Practical tools for spiritual warfare. Out now.